I'm a relatively new member of the faculty here. I joined in May. So shameless plug, I'm setting up a lab, so if there are any students who are interested, come talk to me if you like what you hear. So broadly speaking, I'm also in the area of neural engineering. As Dr. Jung talked about before, neurological injury, sensory motor integration are kind of the big headings that you could imagine. But before we delve into some of the specifics, give you just a quick overview of my approach, which I think you've heard echoed by a number of people and you will continue to do so. So for me, this is really the fun part, right? So working directly with clinicians to understand the needs, the problems in the clinic, current management strategies, also working with basic life scientists to develop our hypotheses. Now, all this really funnels into the experimental design process and then feeds back up into clinical interventions, preclinical interventions, which are all part of the work that I'm doing. So for me in particular, you'll get a deeper sense of this in a few slides, but we're drawing from certain areas of engineering, biophysics and neuroscience, and then of course medicine and physical therapy, as you'll see. So as I said, neurological injury, neural engineering, those are the big topics. But what really kind of drives my research? Well, neuroplasticity would be the term that I would use. So what is that? Imagine you're sitting in class and you think to yourself, I need to remember something. Imagine you're sitting in class and you think, why in the world do I need to know that? Or you're playing sports, so you hit a baseball, you kick a soccer ball, you practice piano. All of that involves neuroplasticity. So essentially this is a fancy way of saying learning. So our neurons are very good at doing this, right? They can change what they say to one another, and they can change what they, who they talk to, who they're hooked up with. But when we have an injury such as a stroke or a spinal cord injury, all of that gets a little bit out of whack. So you see people with motor deficits, sensory impairments, pain. So how does the body decide what to use as a control strategy? Okay, so how does it choose a new path? So that's really what motivates a lot of the work that I do. So there are basically two arms of the research in the lab. One is preclinical research, so this is in rodent models of spinal cord injury in particular. So we're looking at motor rehabilitation and neuropathic pain after spinal cord injury. And this is largely driven by a neural-computer interface. You've probably also heard the term brain-computer interface. Those are essentially interchangeable in this case. So really we're stimulating in the central nervous system, we're recording from the central nervous system. Now we also have an area of clinical research in the lab, so actually bringing in individuals who have had a stroke or a spinal cord injury and then have these motor deficits or pain. And then we apply a different set of techniques, right? The idea is still to learn the underlying pathophysiology, but we can't be quite as invasive. So we're able to quantify motor deficits with some high resolution kind of robotic techniques, biophysical signal processing, and then we can also do things like neuropharmacology, magnetic resonance imaging. Okay, and again, the idea is to understand the basic pathophysiology so that we can build up to the interventions that take advantage of the nervous system's intrinsic ability to reorganize, to repair, to find that optimal solution, to use the best resources it has remaining. So really, I think that's the basic overview. Please contact me if you have questions, if you're interested in coming and seeing what we do. I'm on the BME website now, so you should be able to find me.